Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. JP po ang inyong lingkod at nandito na naman po tayo sa isa na namang reaksyon sa mga bago at mainit na kaganapan dito sa ating bansa. Matindi po at kabang-abang ang ating mga video na mapapanood ngayon at atin nga pong bibigyan ng reaksyon, mga kababayan. Una na nga po dyan ang naging pahayag nitong si DILG Secretary John Vic Rimulya, mga kababayan. Na base po sa kanya ay bumababa na umano ang crime rate sa bansa at na re-resolba na di umano ang mga problema sa illegal na droga, mga kababayan. Ano ang masasabi nyo dito, mga kababayan? Nauubos na nga ba ang droga at bumababa na nga ba ang krimen sa inyong mga lugar? Mapapanood din po natin dito, mga kababayan, ang naging pahayag naman ni Ombudsman Rimulya. Kaugnay pa rin po yan ang mga naging pahayag ng 18 Marines na nagbigay nga po ng kanilang nalalaman di umano sa pagdi-deliver ng pera sa iba't ibang matataas na opisyal ng pamahalaan. At base nga po dito kay Ombudsman Rimulya, mga kababayan, ay meron umano siyang nalaman. Meron di umano na isang litrato na naganap na pagdi-deliver ng pera na nakalagay nga po sa maleta. Pero base po sa kanya ay hindi umano nangyari ito sa administrasyon na ito ni Pangulong Marcos. At base sa kanya ay nangyari ito nung nakaraang administrasyon. Matindi talaga, mga kababayan. At mapapanood din natin dito, mga kababayan, ang naging mainit na sagutan sa pagitan po ng ilang opisyal ng NBI at sa panig po ng 18 Marines. Kabilang po dito si Attorney Baligot at si Attorney Topacio, mga kababayan. Unahin na po natin ang naging pahayag nitong si DILG Secretary John Vic Rimulya. Pero bago yan, kung bago ka pa lang dito sa ating channel, ay mag-subscribe ka na at i-click mo na din ang notification bell para maging updated ka sa mga susunod pa nating video.
But you have to connect everything. Less drug supply, higher price, less consumption, lower crime. Kuha niyo yan? Umakyat ang presyo ng droga dahil sa interdiction, bumaba ang crime rate ng Pilipinas. At nararamdaman na yan. And again, you connect it. High level of interdiction and a whole of nation approach. Higher prices of shabu, lowering of crime, higher trust rating ng ating Philippine National Police.
Sino nagtaas ang presyo? Pero
There is a direct effect for interdiction. We managed to wage this campaign against drugs without killing anyone. Hindi tayo pumapatay ng tao, pero nare-resolve natin unti-unti ang problema sa droga. Ang naapektuhan ng drugs ay hindi yung mayayaman at hindi rin yung mga sobrang hirap. Ang tinatamaan dito ay yung middle class, yung mga nagtatrabaho. Yung mga nagtatrabaho sa factory, nagtatrabaho sa transportation. Ang mayayaman, hindi nagsashabu eh. If the Philippines is 60% middle class, sila ang number one consumer nito at sila ang number one biktima. Ang tinatamaan yan, sila talaga. So what are
yung pala mga breadwinner, yung mga tinatamaan.
efforts? On a whole of nation approach, kasama lahat ng uniformed personnel at saka yung mga civilians katulad ng PIDEA, we are solving the drug problem. It is not solved. Hindi naman siya 100% solved. But we are on our way. This administration is against EJK. We respect human rights. Naniniwala ako na hindi tayo magpo-progreso bilang bilang Pilipino, bilang Pilipinas. Kung papatayin mo, ang suspetsa lang, papatayin mo na.
Sino bang may sabi sa'yo na pag special lang, tapusin mo na. Wala namang ganong pulisiya nun eh. Kaya nagkakandak ng mga operation eh. Wala naman sinabi yung nakarang administrasyon na kahit pinagsususpechahan pa lang yariin mo na.
Kailangan dumaan sa tamang proseso. Itong 4 na tao na to, 4 na tao, yung makukuha nyo sa press briefing na to, kung dati to, on the spot, pinatay na. Pero, paano mo makukuha ang mas malalim na sindikato rito? Paano mo makukuha lahat yan? We are going after the big fish. Hindi po tayo naghahanap na nagtitinda ng fishball, hindi po tayo naghahanap ng pedicab driver, hindi po tayo naghahanap ng ordinaryong manggagawa na may dala ng isang grabo ng shabu. Hinahanap natin yung mga big time.
Narinig nyo yun, mga kababayan. Bumaba na daw ang krimen sa bansa at unti-unti na umanong nare-resolba yung problema sa illegal na droga. Kayo ang makakasagot niyan sa inyong mga lugar. Kung ano yung inyong obserbasyon sa inyong mga lugar sa mga panahong ito. Tama ba yung sinasabi nitong si DILG Secretary Jun Vic Remulla? I-comment nyo nga dyan sa baba para malaman natin kung may katotohanan nga ba itong mga sinasabi nitong si Secretary Jun Vic Remulla, mga kababayan.
There was a delivery done in the 18 Marines, supposedly the joint affidavit of the 18 Marines pointed to a delivery to one of the Congress persons, no? One of the congressmen or congresswomen. But when we investigated that angle, it appears that this delivery was done during the time of Speaker Lord Velasco. That picture that was put in the affidavit was done during the time of Speaker Lord Velasco. So it's not an entirely accurate depiction of even pictures. What you see here is
Grabe na mga kababayan. Talagang maisingit lang yung yung dating administrasyon no? Sa dinami-dami ng mga napangalanan doon, mga picture na pinakita doon, talagang yun pa yung kanyang yung pinagtuunan ng pansin. Kung totoo ngang merong picture na yun, kasi wala naman siyang pinakita dito kung ano man yung picture na sinasabi niya.
really a manipulation of facts to make it appear that that was not, but actually they were playing with timelines. And this is one timeline that they played with, that this happened before the term of President Marcos. Some of them, at least, one picture that showed that was used in the affidavit.
Sana pinakita mo yung picture, kung ano yung picture na yun para makita natin.
Would show us that it was done during the time of Lord Velasco as Speaker of the House. At least just one of them. I'm not talking about the others, but there was one picture there that was put in the affidavit that was actually taken before we assumed office.
Yun ang problema nun Sa dinami-dami ng picture na nandun, bakit doon ka nag-focus sa picture na sinasabi mo na yun, kung totoo nga may picture na gano'n? Bakit hindi yung ibang picture na nandun, yung mga kasama yung mga ibang politiko na active ngayon, yung sa kasalukuyan na nakaupo?
Maleta na dineliver sa isang tao. Ang report sa amin, pera yun naman. Pero yung report niya, it was delivered during that time. So, you're talking about something happening before 2022. Ano dito? I have reason to believe that Mike Defensor was called to task already by people concerned with that picture that was shown. Well, he was instrumental in putting together the affidavit. I think we all know that. He's not denying it anyway. I find out again, but it's a very reliable person telling me that that picture was taken before, during the time that Lord Velasco was still the Speaker of the House. So there was a delivery of money already at that time.
Verification from the Office of the Ombudsman on the joint affidavit dated 23 February 2026 of Bernard Tube et al. So it appears on your authority from the Ombudsman that you just want to ascertain the identity of the affiants. But tell us if you want to go beyond your deputization. Just let us know.
Of course not po, ano. But yung background investigation and verification will also go beyond mere name and so we will have questions for them pertaining to their
So if,
background.
So you are no longer limited on the ascertainment of the identity of the 18, but you would want to dwell on matters raised in their sworn statement.
Definitely, fine.
So that's your
We will
direction.
be limited to that only.
Which
We
one?
will be limited to the sworn affidavit submitted before the ombudsman.
Yes, that's my
Will you be allowing us to do that?
Objection to the...
Oh, no. Ang worry namin is your authority as deputy of the ombudsman. Right? Nasa inyo. But if you want to dwell beyond the identity of the affiants, then let us know.
Yeah, we are letting you know that.
Diba? Because if you want to interrogate them with respect to their affidavit, I am only the single lawyer for the 18, and you will now dwell on their constitutional right to be assisted by counsel of their choice.
But just to be clear, no, they are not suspected of committing any offense. No? So hindi po ito custodial investigation. Let me repeat that this is not a custodial investigation. But just the same, if you want to be present when your clients are interviewed, you are more than welcome to do so.
Yes, because that is the source of our confusion, sir, no? Because no less than the head of your office is ubiquitous in media, already saying that 4 of the people are not in fact Marines, 8 of them were not in fact employed by Saldico, and he even said a lot more. Let me just point this out. Okay, these are the pervasive assertions of the NBI director. 14 Marines, there are only 14 Marines. The rest are not. That's his allegation already. And he is citing intelligence information given to him. He also said there was a general belonging to class 75 of PMA who recruited this 18, and they were only employed for 2 years. But we are ready to prove that one of them had been working with Zaldico for 9 years, a lot of them for 7 years, 5 years, 3 years, no? And then he even implied something venal or something corrupt on this 18. He said, these 18 have executed their affidavit because of economic reasons. Na wala daw silang trabaho at wala silang kita, hirap sa buhay. Next, may sinabi pa siya na we verified the flight detail of airtaxi.ph, and according to the certification given to us, there was no flight to Ilocos Norte between 2023 to 2025. But the affidavit says it was in 2022. Why did he skip the 2022?
Yun naman pala.
So, I think the director, and I'm sure you will follow what the director is saying, because I know Attorney Raimundo that you are very close to the new director. Okay?
Sir,
No. Let me just finish. No? So my concern as a party involved here is that you subpoenaed us to ascertain the identity of the 18. Now you are telling us you want to go beyond the identity of the affiants. So, under what authority are you trying to do that? Because you are limited by the deputation by the ombudsman. And if you want to get into the details, the ombudsman already sent me a letter requiring us to perform a positive act of supplying additional information, etc., etc. So, my worry now is, Ombudsman will conduct a factual investigation. NBI will also conduct its own factual investigation that is beyond the deputation of Ombudsman. And you know that the law fronts on two agencies investigating the same factual issue because of the danger of two agencies coming out with different results. That is what the law prohibits. So that's why, with due respect, sir, Attorney Raimundo and ma'am, no? Let us limit our exercise now to conform with your subpoena. But if you want to dwell further, send us the proper subpoena so that we can also bring the affidavit, the pictures or videos attached to that affidavit, and some other evidence that you may require. But for now, I'm afraid that we cannot provide any answer to you that is beyond the identity of the 18. Thank you po. Thank you.
Are you finished? Sige, let me just, respond briefly, you know.
Ma'am, may I just make a manifestation so you can respond to both of us
Okay.
at the same time?
Go ahead.
Attorney Raimundo, we are here lest anyone think that we have something to hide. That's why we are refusing. Let me give you the context. We are here out of respect to the National Bureau of Investigation as an institution.
Thank you, sir.
Nanggaling din po ako rito, the NBI is composed of men and women of high professionalism, integrity, and probity. However, due to political appointments at the very top, nawe-weaponize at nami-misemploy ang powers ng NBI, which is a highly revered institution. Ngayon ko lang nalaman kay Attorney Baligod na meron na palang subpoena o letter na inaanyayahan itong 18 na imbestigahan doon. This reinforces my belief na itong subpoena na ito at yung subpoena roon, dala-dalawa. Kayo, deputize sila, yung main source of the power. I intended to harass and intimidate not only the 18 but my client and the other persons involved here as well. The fact that you are even telling us that they are going to be interrogated one by one in a room is already abuse, because the limits of your power are only within the four corners of your deputization, as Attorney Levy correctly stated, ascertain the background. Now, if you want to ask my client here about his background, and I believe his background is fairly well known, you ask him now. We will not consent to any one-on-one. Those are tactics that everyone knows are intended to intimidate and scare witnesses. We will not consent to that, custodial interrogation or not, because if you want to question him one-on-one, that's already custodial interrogation in anything but name. Huwag na tayong maglukuhan, Panyero. Tinatakot nyo lang kami. May question kayo. You are here. We are na. He's here now. You ask him. Tapos.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Sige. Let's respond to that. First off, let me just say na first of all, thank you for recognizing the integrity of the men and women in the NBI. So, you have our oath as lawyers and law enforcers that we are impartial. This is a fact-finding investigation. We will go where the evidence leads. Alright?
Narinig na namin yan eh.
Also, I just object to the use of the word interrogation. As I said earlier, hindi po ito interrogation. The individuals subpoenaed today are not suspected of committing any offense. They are subpoenaed as witnesses. And so what we will do is an interview. Okay? Now, we are interviewing them individually for efficiency, to save time. But of course, if Attorney Baligod so chooses, he can accompany the interviewees one by one. We just have to schedule it today. But let me just reiterate that, that we are impartial here. We are just following where the evidence will lead. Okay? So, about the deputization from the Ombudsman, siguro we would just disagree with your assertion na it's limited to simply the identity of the subpoenaed individuals. Hindi po, ano? So the background investigation and verification includes the contents of the judicial affidavit, no, and other matters. So the NBI has plenary powers to investigate. We've been deputized by the Ombudsman to investigate, and we will do just that. But if you're telling us that you're objecting to answering questions that pertain to the contents of the judicial affidavit, no, and other matters, then that's noted po. No? But if it's still okay with you, we'll still proceed with the interview. And then if there are any questions given during the individual interviews that you object to, then you can say so.
Overbroad. Sige, banat pa rin.
That's my point, sir, no?
Magluluhan tayo rito.
It says your authority is to conduct background investigation and verification. So whose background are you trying to investigate? Isn't it that the affiant's background is the subject of the subpoena? Because you cannot conduct a background investigation on the facts alleged in their affidavit. It's just a wrong choice of word, if I may. No, but we are willing to answer your questions. No problem with that, sir. But as I said, I am also, as a lawyer, who believes in the integrity of the institutions that we must protect. What happens now if you will have your own factual report and Ombudsman will also have its factual report?
We will submit our factual report to the Ombudsman.
Exactly, sir. So why this duplicity in the exercise when Ombudsman itself also will conduct its own factual investigation?
Sir, you're questioning the wisdom of the Ombudsman there, ano? We
No,
are
no,
just
no.
following orders here.
I'm
We've been instructed to conduct these interviews. That's what
No,
we
sir.
will do.
I think it's too far a conclusion that I am questioning the wisdom of the Ombudsman. What I'm just saying is, you sent us a subpoena, and we complied with your subpoena. We appeared here, believing that the purpose of the subpoena is to conduct background investigation. Had you informed us that you will dwell beyond the identity of the affiants, then we could have prepared also. Because I'm sure you will be asking, number one, where did these photos came from? Who took the photos? Where is the original of these photos stored in your computer equipment, right? Those will be your logical questions. Number two, who recruited you to execute your affidavit?
Do you want to answer that now?
Okay? Yeah, we are ready. No? Number three, you would want to say, is there anybody, were you paid to execute this affidavit? Those will be your questions, eh? Diba? Who is now providing for your food, for your security, etc. Since when were you employed with Zaldico? Who is this general belonging to class 75 that director had been saying recruited you? We are ready to answer all of those. With
So,
due
sir,
respect.
what do you suggest so we can proceed to that point?
Good questions. Maybe you can answer now.
Yes, I can. If you want. But
So
as
what
I
do you
said,
suggest,
ma'am, as
What
I
do you
said,
suggest, sir?
as I said,
So at least we can come to an agreement.
yes, you send us another subpoena so that, you know, you will be asking, where is the original of this picture? They don't have it with them. Because they were not told to bring it with them.
Yeah, we can always issue another subpoena. No? Just because we issue the subpoenas for today does not mean we're precluded from issuing one or two in the future.
Exactly. So we can agree, for now, we can establish their identity. The director is saying 4 of them are not Marines.
Are you ready with our identity documents, sir?
Yes, even their serial number.
All right.
So,
That's good.
yes, ma'am. So, identity first, and then if you want to go further, send us subpoena so we can also be prepared to respond to your questions intelligently and promptly. Di ba? Kasi pag mag-question kayo ngayon, asan yung original nito? Hindi namin dinala.
Sir, what do you exactly suggest so we can come up to that conclusion?
Okay, ma'am.
The wordings, exactly.